I do intend to do that. You know, if I can, without overdoing it. You know, try to build a bit. So if I go on the bike a little bit more,
Should help.
as long as I stretch out afterwards. I just don't want to go on the bike when I'm having a bad week. So I'm hoping, like, you know, it's a fine line because the bike is okay, really. If I'm doing all right, I can go on the bike. But sometimes some of the exercises,
You won't take much to settle it.
yeah, it doesn't take much, and I didn't want to upset things this week.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, as we say, I'm trying to take it a bit more easy with the sports massage this week, not into the deep tissue.
Yeah.
Because as you say, as you're having a good base, it means the muscles are not too bad. So let's not make anything to make them worse.
Yeah.
But still work on the areas where it should be, you know, work.
Well, like you said before, you're working on different layers, different depths.
Yeah.
So it's a different job. So, but I'm pleased that I've been able to sleep better in bed. I've not been thinking the mattress is terrible. I need to change it, you know. So at the moment, I don't think the mattress is the problem because I've had a better week. So I can't blame the bed. Must be a different factor. By the way, in the mornings, I've been trying a different stretching routine. And I've been doing some of the stretches that you showed me when we were on the carpet.
Oh, yeah.
You know, a while ago. And some of those, you know, trying to stretch a bit and, like you said, just reach, don't go too far, but just try and reach a bit further the next time. And I've been trying to like open my legs out and just reach forward and then reach to each side, you know. So I've been trying to do things like that.
And how's that feeling?
Good, yeah. Because I'm stretching my back, I'm stretching my hamstrings, but I'm not doing either of them too much. Especially in the morning, I've been able to stretch a bit. But the piriformis stretch, I've been staying away from that because it's pulling on a certain muscle. I didn't know if it was the psoas muscle or the lat, but some big muscle in the back, or at least a muscle that's a long muscle. Seemed to be tight, and I was just aggravating it by stretching. So I've been trying not to do anything that aggravates that.
Right, yeah.
So I feel that's had a chance this week to recover a bit. It's still not back to normal yet, but I feel it's going in the right direction.
And how are your mornings in these days when you have the same routine?
Better, definitely better, yeah. I generally wake up in the morning now. And I used to have to get out of bed and sit on the floor for a while, just leaned over to one side because I couldn't risk anything else. And I had to be careful rolling out of bed, you know, things like that. I have tried to stretch in bed before getting out, but I don't find it easy because I feel I need something more solid to hold on to.
Right.
So that my stabilising muscles are not working too hard because they seem to have been working too hard all night long. So then I generally want to get my trainers on straight away. And then I feel that the best thing in the morning is to get the trainers on and just get up and walk. Just move a bit, you know, swing my arms around. And I don't stretch straight away, but when I can get to a point where I can stretch a bit, like I said, I'm just trying to stretch a little bit, not too far, and I'm sort of sitting on the floor and just stretching forward a bit, and you know, I did do the piriformis stretch, but I've stopped that for a while, but I think that's a good one when I can do it. And then also, I think I showed you an exercise that I about a couple of weeks ago, which I found was useful, where I'm basically stretching out my back, but not fully. Like I'm not just reaching forward to touch my toe. I've got my leg not straight in front of me, but slightly bent, like up and down, a bit like a hill, my knees up in the air, but my foot's forward. So then I'm stretching and my back gets a semi stretch.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm doing some what we call half stretches. I'm not going too far. I'm just stretching halfway there in the morning. So that's the kind of thing I'm doing at the moment. Yeah.
Well, as long as it's working.
Mm.
As long as it's working, as long as it's helping you.
And
that's
I'm
what
doing
you
that
need.
before I sit in the chair.
Yeah.
So I don't sit in the chair. That's like the stage 3. So stage 1 is walk around and swing my arms around and loosen up just generally. Stage 2 is half stretching the back and the legs. And then step 3 is to try and sit in the chair and push against the wall.
Yeah.
And then just maybe repeat the same thing again 1 or 2 more times. And each time stretch a bit further. So that's the routine I'm using. So,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
Because obviously, at the end of the day, you need to do something what makes you feel good
Yeah.
and helps at the same time. You know, most of the exercise when I see people doing there, people are struggling a lot to get some exercise done, and at the end they do something wrong and make the problem even worse.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I'm feeling tight in the morning, I can't just stretch my muscles straight away. It's almost like when you pull the muscle, it's different, isn't it? You don't want to stretch something that's already overstretched.
Yeah.
Sometimes the muscle needs to relax. So if I stretch the muscle, I think sometimes it sets off chemical reactions in the body and puts me in fight and flight mode. And I want to be in relax mode, you know. So stretching doesn't really get you into a relaxed, is it a parasympathetic, where you want to rest. And stretching muscles in the morning is not gonna calm the body down.
Yeah.
So. Oh, did I tell you the hospital in Birmingham has called me back?
Oh no.
Yeah, they called back today, and they said I've got to have a GP appointment.
Oh, hold on. You mentioned something.
Yeah, sorry, but I left my message earlier.
Yeah.
Sorry that the noise. There was a loud noise on the phone. It's because my phone was ringing.
It's okay.
And
It happens to me all the time, James.
I had
know
to
exactly.
answer it, but it's really loud, and sorry about that.
No, not a problem at all.
So they rang me, and I've had to agree to an appointment in December, a GP appointment. So I won't be going back to Birmingham until next year.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're still gonna have.
I don't know. They wouldn't say. She wouldn't commit herself.
They will
She said the
give your money
GP's
back
got,
then.
the GP's got to agree.
They need to give your money back then if they don't.
Well, yeah, I want some money back. Well, they said that you've paid for 1 scan, but I was under the impression I was paying for 2.
Well, you have it on email. You can always check it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Look.
Yeah, I've got it written down in writing. It's, lumbar and sacrum.
Yeah.
And she said, you know, you have to have a GP appointment, and that's what normally happens. After you've had a scan, you then see the GP again. So, you know, I just they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything different yet. I've made a complaint, and they're not doing anything different. They're just saying, well, you need another GP appointment, and we'll see what they says. That's what would have happened if I hadn't complained. That's what happens anyway.
This is so stupid. This is
So
absolutely stupid.
I just said 8th of December. I said I've waited already, you know, and I said I'm not going to get a scan until well after Christmas, you know. And if he just said yes, you can have a scan, I could have maybe had it done much sooner. Do you know what I mean? Before Christmas even, you know. So, because my friend Eve said I'll go with you again to Birmingham. My friend Eve, and she said, but if possible, it'd be good to do it before the end of the year, because she says I'm free.
Yeah.
Like at the end of middle of December, I'm available. Middle to the end of December, even the first week in January. But it sounds like I'm not going to be able to get it done until after then. So if she has to have time off work, and I will as well, then it's just going to cost me even more money anyway.
Jesus.
You know, I said they've already said I can have a sacrum scan. It's on my record. It's on my notes. They said I could, but she just said, well, I said, can I speak to someone else? And she says, well, this has already been sent to the review team as a complaint already. So no, it's already in motion. Like you've got to now go down the complaint process, and this is what they've said is the next step. You know, it's almost like if you complain higher, they're just going to say, did you complain to the company? What did that? You've got to do that first. So I'm stuck really. I couldn't say no. If they say I can't have a scan after all this, then I can escalate it further.
Yeah.
Because I've already done what they've said. Because you've got to give the company a chance to resolve it first. So this is what I'm doing. So it's a telephone appointment in December the 8th. I think that's what they said. It's a Monday. And then after that, they'll probably say, yes, you can have a scan. And when I phone up to book it, they'll probably say, well, we're looking at February now. So that's what I think they're going to do.
Jesus.
So, but it sounds like if they say I can have another scan, they will let me have them both for the price of, you know, with the reduction.
Yeah.
It's just they're not saying I can definitely have the second scan yet, and I've got to wait a long time because at the moment, physically, this week I would have managed going this week. You know, it would have been a good week to go. I just hope after Christmas I'm doing okay.
Yeah. Jeez, what a mess.
Mm.
And
But
if
I
those
shouldn't be
NHS
surprised.
would understand, but it's private.
Yeah. The private's getting worse. Seriously, the private health service is becoming like the NHS, and it's not because it's full. It's not because they have more patients, because that's what some people are saying. Oh, there's too many people going private now, and that's why it's so busy. But I don't think so. I think they're just running it inefficiently,
Yeah.
and they're creating too much regulation. You know, too many rules. They're making up their own rules. I've got a GP appointment with that nice GP that I have,
Okay, when is that going to be?
December the 16th.
Right.
I've got a lot going on that week. Mum's birthday on the 18th, GP appointment on the 16th,
Item 20.
pain management on the 19th at the
Oh,
hospital,
really?
York Hospital, yeah.
Oh boy.
And then obviously the barn on
In
20th.
what point were there?
I'm going to need a bed to lie on, not a chair.
Why are you going for the pain management?
Well, that's my regular appointment.
Ah, right.
You
okay.
know, so I haven't won a. I mean, I had to wait 8 months last time.
8 months.
8 months from one appointment to the next. So this one is like, it's not physio. This is well, I don't know if it's physio or if it, because I've asked to see the doctor, right? And they've given me this appointment, and I don't know, because they never tell you. I don't know if it's the next physio appointment or if it's the one with the doctor, because I've asked to see the doctor, who's like in charge of my situation, my case.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's the one with the doctor, because the physio one,